To the graduates of 2020 and 2021, I'm happy to share in the excitement of your graduation day. I recently read that the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. Well, you took action and made it happen. So today I congratulate you on your well-deserved success and wish you all the best on your next adventure. Thank you.
Congratulations to the class of 21 on your amazing accomplishment of graduating in this very difficult year. You've chosen a wonderful career. Follow your career path and become a leader in your field and change the world.
Congratulations, Urban College graduates. We are so glad to be able to celebrate with you today.
This is Miss Olive, wishing you all happy graduation for a job well done. We are so proud of you. You did a wonderful job. We're so proud of your achievements. Your family are very proud of your achievements, and you all should be proud of yourself. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. Now go forward and do great things.
Congratulations, Urban College graduates of the class of 2020 and 2021. We are incredibly proud of you.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome the graduates, their families and friends, award recipients, faculty, staff, trustees, and community partners to the Urban College of Boston's 25th commencement. Most importantly, congratulations to the graduates of the class of 2020 and the class of 2021. It has been a remarkable 15 months, and your perseverance has been nothing short of extraordinary. You managed to continue your education, complete your certificate or degree remotely, while living through a pandemic, caring for ill family and friends, managing remote schooling for your children, dealing with incredible economic uncertainty, confronting the ongoing scourge of racism and racist violence in our society, and dealing with all the other demands you face daily. Wow, you all took many parts, different parts to reach this moment. I believe one of my favorite quotes by philosopher Immanuel Kant may provide us a clue on how you managed to continue forward during this challenging time. He wrote, quote, "The rules of happiness, something to do, someone to love, something to hope for." Repeat that. Rules of happiness, something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. Rule number one, something to do. Well, you clearly had much to do. As many of you juggled working, raising a family, completing your own education remotely, and navigating a year unlike any other. Rule number two, someone to love. You shared your love with family members and other special people in your life, and they reciprocated that love by being there for you throughout your quest to reach your educational aspirations. Rule number three, something to hope for. You are here today because hope motivated you daily. We celebrate your courage because you dared to reach for your dream. And you did everything you took to make today happen. As you move forward, continue finding meaning in pursuing happiness by doing, loving, and hoping. Draw confidence from what you have overcome this past year. Remember what you were able to achieve despite all the upheaval, challenges, and loss, and uncertainty. Know that you have a supportive community behind you every step of the way. Let me close by expressing our shared gratitude to the staff, faculty, trustees, and partners of Urban College of Boston for their incredible dedication over the past year. Your success that we honor here today is their true reward. Congratulations. It is indeed my privilege to introduce Mayor Kim Janey. Mayor Janey was just sworn in on March 24th as the 55th mayor of Boston, making a pivotal moment in the city's history. As Mayor, Janey is Boston's first woman mayor and first black mayor. Her top priorities leading Boston through the COVID-19 pandemic with a citywide focus on recovery, reopening, and renewal. Mayor Janey is committed to ensuring the city of Boston reopens safely and equitably, with relief and renewal in every neighborhood. A proud fourth-generation Roxbury resident, Mayor Janey was raised with values that guide her to this day. The importance of education, the power of community organizing, and the fundamental principles of equity and justice. Mayor Janey's educational journey resembles that of many of our graduates, and her educational priorities align well with Urban College's focus on quality, access, and affordability. At Urban College, we are proud to offer courses in multiple languages at various times of the day, on both weekdays and weekends. Through generous financial aid, academic advising and tutoring, and connections to wraparound services, we strive to support students at every step so they can achieve their higher education aspirations. I found Mayor Janey's decision to visit the Edwards Middle School in Charlestown on her first day deeply meaningful. By taking time during her first day as mayor to visit her former school and relive her painful experiences as a middle school student during school desegregation, she reminded us all about how far we've come and how much work remains ahead for Boston to address structural racism and become a more just and equitable city where all can thrive, work, and raise a family. Mayor Janey, Urban College looks forward to partnering with you and your administration. Thank you for joining the celebration of our graduates.
Greetings. I'm Kim Janey, Mayor of Boston. Congratulations to the 2020 and 2021 graduates. This past year was very difficult for us all, but you were able to endure and complete your education despite the rapid pivot to remote learning. That proves you're ready not just for the challenges of this world, but for life. I know some of the challenges that some of you may have had to endure during your time in college. In addition to living through a pandemic, many of you have had to raise families and juggle work and school. As a young single parent, I cleaned bathrooms while attending Smith College. My daughter inspired me while my family and community supported me. Today, I am so proud of you for this accomplishment. As you begin your long journey toward a promising future, I commend you on your strength of will and purpose. I congratulate you all for a job well done and wish you well on your future endeavors. Thank you.
The Robert M. Cord Distinguished Leader Medal is named after Urban College's first president and longtime champion of opportunity and social justice. Bob Cord met every obstacle with brilliant logic, passionate rhetoric, and unrelenting persistence. In 2010, Urban College created the Robert M. Cord Distinguished Leader Medal to honor those who have served Urban College with the same passion as its founder. This medal is granted to those who've shown outstanding leadership and commitment to the core mission of Urban College. Through dedicated service, these individuals keep Bob Cord's legacy alive. We are recognizing 2 classes of graduates today. It is my honor to introduce 2 recipients of the Robert M. Cord Distinguished Leader Medal, Sharon Scott Chandler and Dr. Lee Pelton. Our first recipient of the Robert M. Cord Distinguished Leader Medal is ABCD's Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Sharon Scott Chandler. This award is personal to Sharon because Bob Cord recruited Sharon in 1999 to ABCD and elevated her to lead Head Start and Children's Services programs. Now, as Executive Vice President and COO, Sharon plays a key role in overseeing ABCD's wide array of human service programs that serve over 100,000 people annually. Sharon has been an engaged member of the Urban College Board of Trustees for over 12 years, has been at the forefront of establishing meaningful, effective, and ongoing partnerships between ABCD and Urban College that have supported thousands of families in Greater Boston. The Urban College community has measurably benefited from Sharon's personal and professional commitment to social justice and access to opportunity. We are pleased to have this opportunity to recognize Sharon and honor her long-standing commitment to Urban College's mission and work. Congratulations, Sharon. Dr. Lee Pelton is our second recipient of the Robert M. Cord Distinguished Leader Medal. Lee has served as president of Emerson College for the last decade, and he has been an invaluable and consistent partner to Urban College throughout his tenure. Just this last week, he began his new role as the CEO and president of the Boston Foundation. I cannot think of anyone in Boston more prepared to lead the Boston Foundation at this time than Lee Pelton. He has spent his career working to address social justice issues. In the aftermath of George Floyd's murder, President Pelton wrote a nationally acclaimed letter to the Emerson community that ended with a simple but profound closing question. Quote, "What are you going to do? What are you going to do?" Fortunately, as members of the Boston community, we will be able to work alongside Lee and the Boston Foundation as we confront the challenges that face our city and region and work to address structural racism, issues of equity, diversity, and inclusion. When I informed him that he was selected for this honor, Lee wrote, "Wow, Mr. Cord was a remarkable man with a big vision and an even bigger heart." Lee, we are proud to say the same about you and recognize your vision and your heart with this honor. Congratulations, Lee. On behalf of the Urban College community, I thank Sharon and Lee for their outstanding leadership in our shared community and commitment to our mission. We are pleased to invite both Sharon and Lee to share some brief remarks as part of this ceremony.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, and distinguished guests. First things first, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You did it. It is my privilege to be here as part of your graduation, and I want to also applaud all of the other distinguished guests being recognized here today. It is my honor to receive the Robert Cord Distinguished Leader Award. First, because it is being given by an institution that means so much to me and to our communities. As we know, Robert Cord founded UCB as part of ABCD, and it remains the only college in the country founded by a community action anti-poverty agency. I know firsthand through our Head Start teachers how much the college continues to support and educate through the journey of CDA and certificates and the associate's degree. It is not an exaggeration to say that without UCB all these years, Head Start wouldn't be the exceptional program that it is. The original mission of using education as a tool for economic mobility still rings true today, and is why ABCD remains committed in the partnership with UCB. Secondly, there's Bob Cord. For me, this award is deeply personal because so much of the work I do was planted by Bob Cord, much like he has done for the fight for economic security and justice in Boston and across the country. For those of you who don't know, Bob hired me at ABCD, putting me on the path of a grassroots community-based career, the first step of what would become to be my future life's work. In 1999, I was a lawyer at a pivotal moment in my career with what I might do with the rest of it. Having practiced for 7 years as an attorney, then working at the Attorney General's office, trying to decide whether I would remain under a new AG or explore opportunities working close to the community. Bob was as persuasive as only he could be. He was so many things in those 10 years for me: a boss, a mentor, a visionary, a fierce advocate, even a tour guide and a restaurant connoisseur whenever we would go on our community action conferences. Also among the many things I learned from Bob was it wasn't important to get personal recognition for the work, but it is critical that we speak up and make an impact in people's lives. For many of us, the lived experience proves that no matter where you come from, when given the chance and the opportunity to enrich our lives and reach our full potential, we will do it. I want to say a special thanks to Bob's wife, Donna Cord, for her support, for her quiet, unsung passion and commitment to the work and to keeping Bob's spirit and legacy alive, not just at UCB, but beyond. I want to thank Michael Taylor and Peter Ebb for their tireless commitment and persistent belief in the college and the idea that the people we serve deserve the best. I also want to thank John Drew, ABCD's president and CEO, who, as many of you has meant a huge amount to the college, for his continuing to allow me to play a leadership role in the work and impact of ABCD. The realities surrounding this past year with the pandemic and the George Floyd murder don't just remind us that institutional racism and barriers continue to challenge our ability, particularly as people of color, to thrive and even sometimes stay alive. But more importantly, they continue to inspire and motivate us to work together to be better and to overcome. And that brings us back to you, graduates, and why we are here celebrating. Of course, I'm disappointed that we all couldn't be together at the beautiful Majestic Theater seeing close up those shining faces of you and your proud families, but we all know that this day is no less rich or meaningful or magical. I wish all of you graduates the best for a future that is so bright with this wonderful accomplishment and first step. Thank you again for this award. I am truly grateful for the recognition.
It is a privilege and an honor to accept the Robert M. Cord Distinguished Leadership Medal. Mr. Cord had a big vision and an even bigger heart. He fought hard against poverty, and in doing so, he changed lives and improved communities. He believed, as I do, that the most valuable tools to transform communities are through opportunity and education. Emerson College has long enjoyed a special partnership with Urban College. And I have long admired and been inspired by Michael Taylor, the president of Urban College, and its students who are committed, dedicated, and hardworking. I learned early the importance of working hard. I learned this from my grandmother, who spent her life well into her 80s cleaning houses for a living. From her, I learned both the value of working hard and of doing your best no matter the circumstances. Indeed, we all have tried to do our very best during this past year, and what a year it's been. The triple pandemic of COVID-19, economic devastation, and the very public exposure of the systemic racial disparities that have long plagued our country brought these deep inequities into even sharper focus. And now we are called to seize the moment, to live one's life with meaning, purpose, and hope. It is that calling which leads me in a few short weeks to begin as CEO and president of the Boston Foundation. As I transition to this new role, I will hold in my mind Robert Court's life's work to address inequities and provide opportunity for people long overlooked by society. And I hope I will be able to keep this vision alive. So thank you again for this tremendous honor.
It is my privilege to introduce the United States Secretary of Labor, Martin J. Walsh. Secretary Walsh was sworn in to his national leadership role on March 23, 2021. In that short period of time, Secretary Walsh has been at the forefront to ensure the U.S. economy works for all. Born and raised in Dorchester by immigrant parents, Secretary Walsh draws in his life experiences, including graduating from college at the age of 42 to promote equal access to good jobs, fair play, safe workplaces, career education, job training, and other policies that strengthen and empower the U.S. workforce as the country recovers from the devastating impacts of the pandemic. During his 7-year tenure as mayor of Boston, he was unyielding in his support of Urban College's mission. Let me provide you with a few examples. Our campus at the China Trade Center is a direct result of former Mayor Walsh's desire that our students have an inviting, joyful space to learn, to grow, and gain the confidence to fulfill their aspirations. He invited us to join the city's tuition-free community college plan, and in response to the pandemic, his administration's Summer College for Boston Youth initiative. He also awarded us a substantial grant during the challenging start to our recent fall semester. Thank you, Secretary Walsh, for your unflagging belief and support for this college and our remarkable students. In 2014, we established the John and Mary Walsh Scholarship to award a graduating student from Boston, like their son, Secretary Walsh selflessly serves their community. This year, we are recognizing 2 graduating students, one from the class of 2020 and one from the class of 2021, with this scholarship. We are immensely proud of this year's graduates and grateful to Secretary Walsh's generosity in sharing his time with us and to mark this important occasion and celebrate these 2 students.
Thank you, President Taylor. It's a tremendous honor for me to address the graduates of Urban College of Boston at your commencement ceremony. This college is very close to my heart, and so are its graduates. Like many of you, my parents were immigrants to this country. Like many of you, I was the first in my family to go to college. Like many of you, I went back to college later in life and worked a full-time job all the way through. Like many of you, there were times when I thought I might not make it. But I did make it, and today so did you. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say congratulations. Your family is proud of you. Your professors are proud of you. I'm proud of you. To graduate during a global pandemic is especially impressive. I know that many of you have continued to work your jobs under difficult circumstances. Some of you have lost your jobs and experienced financial hardships. Many of you have had children learning at home while schools were closed. Many of you took care of your family members who got sick. And those of you who lost loved ones, you were in my thoughts and prayers. Through all the hardship and uncertainty, you kept going. you kept learning, and you made it to the finish line. That's incredible, and I want you to know how much I admire you. The journey you all have been through to get to this point are the journeys that make our country so strong. You've proved you can meet any challenge that life throws at you, and you're just getting started. I also want to commend the faculty and staff for your efforts to keep students connected and supported during a very difficult time. It's been my privilege to help present the winners of the John and Mary Walsh Scholarship. This scholarship means a great deal to me. It's named after my parents, who worked and sacrificed so I could get the opportunities that they did not have. Today, I have an extra honor of recognizing two scholarship recipients, one from the class of 2020 and the other from the class of 2021. The class of 2020 recipient is Liliana Avendaño. Liliana is a strong student and a published author. She's also a community leader. She lifts others up with her as she rises up. Congratulations and thank you, Liliana. The class of 2021 recipient is Ayana Holder. Ayana, I want to commend you for your work helping students understand the dangers of tobacco, smoking, and vaping. At a time when public health is on all of our minds, you are already making a big difference. Thank you and congratulations. And to all the graduates, I know that you're all making a difference in your communities as well, because you are powerful role models. And remember, this is just the start of your journey. You've taken a huge step forward, but you will have many more opportunities to learn and grow and dream. You've proven that you can live your dreams and you can make the world a better place. Congratulations once again.
Hi everyone, my name is Liliana Avendaño. Being a resilient person is more than a word. It is finding a way to overcome obstacles and turn them into opportunities. My journey of transformation and inspiration began in 2013 when, for a reason I did not choose, I had to immigrate to this country. In every moment of my life, I have remembered this powerful phrase: make an effort and be very brave. In the midst of the chaos, I tried to get up and keep going again and again. One day when I felt like I lost hope, I met Luz Zambrano. She helped me discover how I could contribute to my community in a positive way. Together, we started the Center for Cooperative Development and Solidarity, CCDS, a project that promotes social and economic justice and cooperative and professional development for people who immigrate, beginning to gap between their home country and their new opportunity in the United States. The purpose of our initiative is to create a community desire to form an orderly group through cooperativism. This aims to encourage members to lead and contribute in cooperative development and to take action in their growth. We hope that in the end, member effort benefit the community, empower them to get ahead. Through time, CCDS has accomplished our objectives. The greatest benefit we achieved at CCDS was opening the door to solidarity and cooperation for our members that make up the effort. All the projects we have carried out make me feel that the transforming power must be multiplied. This has materialized into cooperative groups, which are the Child Care Project Resplendor, Sewing Co-op Puntada, Soccer Co-op Tabor Kids, and Home Care Co-op Renacer, among others. In my volunteer and leadership, I learned that the most important thing for the children is to educate them through love, cooperative values, and principles. This inspired me to write Mr. Book and Silverfish. Inspired by one of my classes at Urban College, This is children's book that send a direct message of the importance of care, solidarity, and cooperation to solve problems. Dolores Calaf was a big part in my journey when she invited me to be part of Urban College community. Countless teachers at Urban College contribute to my professional development as a child educator. My wish as the Mr. Book and Silverfish will contribute to the project I co-found with Catalina Rojas, Resplendor, which currently have 19 members who value quality education. I also want to thank my daughter for being my anchor in our journey. My journey doesn't end here. It is just the beginning of endless goals that I know that with the help of other dreamers, it is possible to move them forward. Every day is a gift that I must share with others. Thank you.
Salutations, everyone. My name is Ayana Holder, and this day is something I never thought I would get to experience. I first want to thank the president of UCB and the amazing staff, as they had a massive impact on my success. I also want to thank everyone for attending this important ceremony today, as your presence is essential and cherished. Let me not forget to acknowledge with the highest gratitude the professors who taught me even through all my challenges. It all began when my job suggested I take a psychology class at UCB. Little did I know it would lead to me fully enrolling and now graduating with my associate's degree in general studies. As I continued to take classes, I gained my footing, and I knew I not only wanted to gain experience for my career, but to help out my college as well. This led to my discovery of the Federal Work-Study program, where I was hired as a supervisor, opening the doors for me to be able to serve my community. I performed many tasks at this job, and my favorite was helping students and staff prepare for semester registration. The joy and ease I gave students made my work feel fulfilling. In addition to working with Federal Work-Study, I was connected to the Truth Initiative College Leader Program. Truth Initiative is a nonprofit organization that strives to raise awareness of the danger of tobacco use for youth. Working with Truth allowed me to help my community in so many ways, like educating students on the dangers of tobacco and vaping, working to keep UCB campus smoke-free, and holding events to bring the community together. The most memorable event I organized with Truth was a virtual summit to discuss the risks of smoking with COVID-19 around. The rewards are permanent for those who help others. I feel an endless drive to do more and achieve greater things. The UCB community served me just as much as I served it. My mind and body definitely benefited from the service as well, as my activities kept me active and helped my brain stay sharp. Through helping my community, I gained skills in communication, teamwork, leadership. I feel that I have grown as a person, and I will take lessons that I learned at UCB College with me as I continue my educational journey. After this, I plan to go for my bachelor's at UMass Boston with a degree in psychology and a minor in biology. My goal is to truly learn as much as I can about the mind and body, and I will use the knowledge I gained from my studies to give back to my community, hopefully helping many. My deepest thanks to the president, staff, and teachers, and especially my family, for helping and believing in me. I truly could not have done it without you all. Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, the Massachusetts Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development, Rosalind Acosta. Born in Cuba with over 30 years of experience in the private sector, Secretary Acosta seeks to make the world a better place for the next generation by ensuring that our workers, employers, and the unemployed have the tools and training needed to succeed in the Massachusetts economy. She's been involved in many civic and community endeavors, and is recognized as a recognized leader, public speaker, cultural ambassador on matters of diversity, motivating youth, and Latino leadership. I've heard Secretary Acosta speak on several occasions and found her personal story, professional experience, and emphasis on the value of the region's workforce compelling. Her leadership on workforce development has and will continue to have a measurable impact on reducing the Commonwealth's skills and income gap. Her leadership of the Department of Labor and Workforce Development has been even more vital over the last 15 months as Massachusetts faced the economic crisis caused by the pandemic. In her role as Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development, Secretary Acosta is focused on getting people back to work, focusing on supporting small businesses, fostering innovation, revitalizing downtowns, and ensuring housing stability. Her leadership enabled the unemployed members of our community to receive the benefits to ensure they could pay the rent, put food on the table, and otherwise survive this unprecedented public health and economic crisis. She established job training programs to allow individuals to gain new skills needed to adjust to the post-pandemic economy. Having served as Director of Workforce Development in Governor Patrick's administration during the 2008 recession, I am personally aware of the immense pressure and obligation that one accepts when appointed to critical public sector positions. The abrupt onset of the crisis and the constantly shifting public health landscape added complexity to the Secretary's work over the last year. On behalf of the Urban College community, I thank Secretary Acosta for her leadership and her dedication. I am now pleased to invite Secretary Acosta to present her commencement address to our community.
President Taylor, distinguished members of the faculty, staff, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, friends of our graduates, and most importantly, to the Urban College of Boston class of 2021, it is my profound honor to be here with you today, celebrating this impressive and important achievement in your life. Qué honor para mí estar con ustedes hoy. The graduates of 2021 have had to face challenges unimaginable to those that have come before it. You entered the school year with expectations of graduating in a communal ceremony at the Urban College of Boston, celebrating your achievement with friends and family. You've had certain expectations of how you would use your degree to access a specific good-paying job. Today, during this virtual graduation ceremony, many of the expectations you had set for yourselves have not quite turned out the way that we thought they would just a short time ago. But new expectations and new opportunities are being created all the time. And the fact that you are joining us here today to celebrate your graduation is an even greater achievement considering the circumstances. 2021 will not just mark the graduates of this class as belonging to a group that faced difficult circumstances, but also to a group that persevered and excelled through these hardships. But this is not just a significant academic achievement attained under difficult circumstances, because we also find ourselves presented with profound shifts around social change and the need to ensure that we treat each other with the dignity and the respect that we deserve, regardless of our race, language, or economic circumstances. This is an inflection moment when we analyze ourselves, our lives, and the future of work and our relationship with our family and friends. It's been a time of sacrifice and a time of resilience, but also a time of change. I've had a few moments in my life when the gravity of the times and the challenges I was presented seemed almost too much to bear. The first was when I was a young girl in the 1960s, leaving Cuba with my parents to come to this country to make an uncertain life. My parents were educators in Cuba and dissidents against the oppression of a communist regime. In order to ensure the safety of our family, they chose to upend their lives to a place where they had no connections and did not speak the language. They left their careers as educators and went to work in factories to provide for their children. They spent 10 years learning English and getting the degrees necessary to once again practice their chosen profession. Through it all, they instilled in me a sense of responsibility to my family, my career, my community, and the impact that it would have on others. From their example, I was able to become a college graduate and was able to work my way up through a successful career in banking. Along the way, I was blessed with 5 children and was afforded the opportunity to work on a variety of charitable organizations, especially youth work initiatives, and helping those with language barriers get access to sustainable career pathways. 4 years ago, I was appointed by Governor Baker as Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development, where I take responsibility for ensuring that workers, employers, and the unemployed have the tools and training needed to succeed in the Massachusetts economy. Part of my responsibilities include the management of the Commonwealth's Department of Unemployment Assistance. And last March, the enormity of the times and the responsibility for making our system work landed straight in my lap. Unemployment claims skyrocketed from just 70,000 claims to over 1 million claims. This crisis demanded immediate action. We needed to process these claims while at the same time keeping our workers safe from COVID. For us, that meant moving over 1,000 people out of their offices and set them up with remote equipment in their homes in order to do their jobs. It was up to me and the team around me to make a difference to help the people of Massachusetts. For those of us who are lucky enough to work in the public sector, it is times like these where the mission of the work can drive you and the people around you to unimaginable productivity. The great bulk of my team has been working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for the past year. It is motivational work, and our labor is rewarded by the knowledge that we are helping our fellow people. It is also work that I highly encourage the graduates of 2021 to engage in as they pursue a lifetime of career opportunities. It doesn't necessarily have to be work in government, though I do encourage that as well, and government is very much in need of bright and motivated individuals just like you. It also doesn't necessarily have to be full-time work, though dedicating your entire life to public service is the noblest of decisions. But it should be work that makes a difference, and you need to be deliberate about what impact you want to make and how you are going to gear your life toward making that impact. And I hope it is work that helps to close the economic inequality gap that persists in the United States. The economic fallout of this recession has highlighted many of those inequalities, with those who have a college degree and access to remote work being much less affected than those without a college degree and whose work requires in-person. The pandemic-driven recession has hit female-dominated job industries more than men. That is particularly true for industries like healthcare, which during the Great Recession were not affected at all, but during this recession lost hundreds of thousands of jobs. Among the long-term unemployed, women make up 54% of the claimant pool. In addition to women, this recession, like the last one, has also had an outsized effect on our communities of color in Massachusetts. The unemployment rate for Latinos in Massachusetts is over 17.5%. For blacks, it is over 14.5%, and for whites, it is around 9%. The predominant reason for these discrepancies is the fact that low-wage work in retail and food and accommodation, as well as healthcare, have been the hardest hit sectors. These are the areas that index much higher to Latinos and blacks, whereas higher wage sectors like finance, insurance, manufacturing, and construction, which skew more male and white, have been less affected by this recession. Even more troublesome is a lot of the pre-pandemic future of work research has estimates of 70% of retail and food services jobs being fully automated by a midpoint scenario of 2030. If the pandemic will accelerate these trends, well, we still don't know. As we look towards reemployment with a collective mission of fixing those inequalities, I believe there is an opportunity to transition more women and people of color into more resilient and higher paid jobs. Massachusetts will do everything in its power to right these wrongs and show the world that the Commonwealth, which has already achieved so many firsts, can achieve a first in equity too. It is your responsibility as well as mine to look forward and make a plan for how we want to make impact and how we will help our communities. As graduates of the class of 2021, you have educational credentials and lived experience to proudly stand apart from those who have come before you. I have every confidence that you will build upon this achievement and the unique times under which it was made and make a difference in this state, in this country, and in this world, and that you will be remembered for generations to come. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and I hope to see you someday in the halls of the State House. Thank you, and have a great ceremony.
Good afternoon. As faculty representative to the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to recognize the graduating students from the class of 2020 and 2021, who are recognized with the Cord Family Scholar Award and the Roberta L. Nurse Memorial Award. The Cord Family Scholar Award is presented by family of Robert Cord, Urban College first president, to recognize an exemplary graduating student with the highest GPA in the graduating class. Fortunately, that was not me when I graduated, but I am proud of you. The class of 2020 Cord Family Scholar Award recipient is Karina Marita. Her faculty describe her as a hard worker and a model student who participated and contributed a lot to class discussions. She demonstrated the thirst for knowledge, like everyone else here, and was thoughtful, open, and welcoming in her class. In addition to recognizing and receiving this award, Karina has also been recognized with the Cord Family Scholarship to Endicott College, Boston campus. As the final recipient of this full tuition award, Karina will be starting at Endicott this summer to pursue a career in early childhood and liberal studies. Congratulations, Karina, on these two awards, and best wishes for your future success. The class of 2021. Woohoo! Cord Family Scholar Award recipient is Youngjia Chow, described by her faculty as a serious and thoughtful student. Youngjia has consistently worked hard to achieve excellent grades and communicated well with faculty. Her faculty mentioned how important her family is to her and how she persists despite challenging circumstances, as we've all been through in this 2020 year. We want to congratulate you on your accomplishments and best wishes in your future endeavors. I am now pleased to recognize the two recipients of the Robert L. Nurse Memorial Award, named for the longtime faculty and staff member of Urban College. This award is given to students who is an English language learner and has demonstrated outstanding achievement while progressing from developmental through higher level English, and who exemplifies Mrs. Nurse's values: perseverance, effort, and tenacity. The NURSA Award winners have been invited to share a brief remarks as part of this ceremony. Congratulations on that. The class of 2020 Roberta L. Nurse Memorial Award recipient is Bartola Contreras Nunez. Her faculty describe her as hardworking and conscientious attitude, and her persistence in what she does. As Juan noted, she brought energy to the class and was always ready to learn from her peers, share her knowledge, and engage in new learning to advance an early childhood education. Congratulations, Bartola, on your success. We are proud of you. The class of 2021 Roberta L. Nurse Memorial Award recipient is Edwin Ayala. One of his faculty members wrote about his remarks, growth, and confidence and skills over his English sequence. She emphasized his incredible persistence and his support of his classmates. Another faculty member echoed the same sentiments, emphasizing Edwin's determination to finish his course, despite challenging circumstances. Congratulations, Edwin, on your achievement. We look forward to seeing what you do next. On behalf of the faculty of Urban College of Boston, congratulations to these award winners and to all the students who are graduating today. I am now pleased to invite Bartola and Edwin to offer some remarks to their classmates. And once again, congratulations on such an amazing success throughout this difficult time of year.
Good afternoon. My name is Bartola Yelkis Contreras Nunes. First, I would like to thank the Urban College of Boston for everything they have helped me with and inviting me to speak today. Urban College was my rock and support when I first moved to the United States. I am so grateful to be part of the Urban College community. I am proud of how far I have gone in this country through difficult times, and I am honored to share my story with you today. I moved to the United States on April 14, 2014 with my father's family. I left my entire life behind in the Dominican Republic. Living there, my mom, my son, my big sister, and my friends was very challenging for me because it was the first time that I was going to be apart from them. This decision was very difficult for me, but I knew it was the right decision so myself and my son could have a better life. When I moved to the United States, English was my biggest challenge. I started working at a daycare and was so frustrated because I was not able to speak English. I remember when I was taking public transportation and I tried to show the driver my phone so he knew when I was supposed to stop. He had no idea what I was saying. The saddest part that I remember is one day I was trying to go to a doctor's appointment and I showed the driver my phone. When he looked at my phone, he said, "Move that out of my way. You do not speak English, that's your problem." I sat down and cried. While working at a daycare, they asked me to complete some courses for my professional development. They recommended I go to Urban College because it was a bilingual program and they can help me with my courses as well. So I did. At Urban College, I met so amazing people that were so friendly and welcoming to me. Rebecca Ponte was the first person I met at school. After her, I met my advisor, Carmen Sayas. She was the person that helped me out with everything I need at that time. She helped me with paperwork and also assisted with my financial aid. I had many doubts about making it through college because I was new to the country. I had never even filled out taxes before. With the help of a staff member, everything was in order and I started my career at Urban College. I started taking basic English and I remember that I was going crazy at home trying to understand everything and keep up. I kept working hard because I knew what I was doing and why. After that, I continued taking English classes and my teachers helped me a lot with my writing and speech. Professor Alvin Helfeld was one of those teachers that made me work hard to get better results. When I was scheduled to take college writing with Amy Moreno, I already knew what to do and I felt prepared. Me and my friend just smiled because our other friend had quit the class with the same teacher because it was challenging. Even though I had more classes to go, during this time I had a family issue and I was thinking of quitting school. My son moved to the United States with me and I did not know how I was going to handle school, work, and being a mom. However, I was not alone during that time. I had an amazing boyfriend who helped me a lot taking care of my son. When I was at school, he was helping my son at home, making dinner and putting him to bed. He gave me a lot of support during the time of need. Being honest, he was my biggest support system. So I have to say thank you to him, even though we are not together anymore. In 2017, I was finally able to graduate for Urban College. I wanted to keep studying and continue my career because I wanted to make my mom more proud of me, as he always was. I became the first person in my mom's close family to have a college certificate, associate, or a degree. I know my family was so happy when they saw me walk across the stage that day. I was happy but sad at the same time because my mom was not here with me to see it in person. She was on a video call with my family, but I really wanted her to see me in person. I still help her cry and joke at me through the phone. Lo hiciste muy bien, mi niña. You did it. Good job, my baby. In conclusion, I am so grateful to be part of Urban College community, and I'm so proud of all I have done here. I am not going to stop learning because now I want to get some more degrees and start my new journey as an assistant director or director of a child care center. Once again, I want to thank everyone who helped me along the way. It has been my honor and pleasure to be here with you today.
My name is Edwin Ayala Rivera. I was born in Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, with my family. I beautiful to Carl Canovana. My mother and father are raised who in a beautiful home full of love and harmony. I graduated from Eduardo Garcia Carrillo High School in Canovana, Puerto Rico in 1996. I taught a 5 college courses in Puerto Rico. I bought because of many personal reasons of finances who I could never finish as children. I never thought about becoming educator, but hard I making my effort to become one. I now can say I did. I graduated. When college and Urban College, I went to study who English about a one spirit by the passion my partner had the working with kids. I wrote at the early childhood program to have my associate degree. My semester was not easy because I was in Chester. My partner, who is single, that I was teenager daughter. I made tea harder about I did not heavy hoop. Create a lot about I in the study of fitting finish. At Urban College of Boston, I taught courses like child growth and development, guiding and discipline, special education, children curriculum, and many more. I know understand who children learn and inter why the environment. I learned what every child is different and the start of tasks at different pace. I have been taught way to guide children to learn who to follow the classroom rule. I time we import creativity activity curriculum while pledging time. My class also taught speech communication and who be a good reading. I also taught art. The course was one of my favorites, Dr. Lasso. Very pain. Why may I really learn how to paint? I still using what I learned in this art class. I have made I felt painting on canvas. At least I like the internship as well because I was able to go into the classroom. I had the opportunity of doing the internship at the Blackton Elementary and Mr. Marquez class. What was a wonderful experience. Those kids were wonderful and learned a lot from the teacher and her paraprofessional. Now I taking the last course what I need to finish so I can graduate proseminan 2. At the beginning, I did not when I thought I became the course was in communication and peace communication, so you can do it already. I'm taking the course. As said before, it is no access about I can make it. Proseminant 2 are learning how to become better professional and how to do better off on the fair. My journey has also impacted the life of family because I can say I pride and enjoy what of my 4 brothers were are 5 children in total. I am the only one who had finished college. The beginning is motivation has been my parents. I lost the both 6 months apart from age older. O'Connor was from heavy. The heavy Miss Street we go. Moving forward. There has not been haste, but if we continue until I finish and say we hope I mean it with our language while all the parents but made it. My plan for future continue to study, become educator, what I want to be. One wonderful thing about kids is what they are unique, special, essential when they say. Something they mean is when they express their feeling to you is natural. They don't hide their feeling. That is one of the beginning reasons I want to become a teacher. Children are the future of the teacher. Make different be pretty. They say was grown forever. What are shaping a better human being. I cannot still have a work to do. I need shape my English about what won't stop me because I believe I myself as long believe I myself I what I want will come true. Thank you.
Hey everyone, we made it. Here, class of 2021. Congratulations. Yes, we made it. I'm so excited to be here singing for my graduating class. And I want to say that in February, my mom passed, and it was really, really tough. And I know that some people can relate with those trials that they've been through, but we made it. And I'm so excited to be here to sing for you all today.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes the silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in this life I want to achieve. Yeah. But first it's got to start inside of me. Oh,
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure as Chair of the Board of Trustees to offer congratulations to our graduates. Your determination and resilience have been remarkable, and we are thrilled to celebrate with you today. And our thanks to the family members, friends, faculty, and staff who joined you on this incredible journey. Today, we will be recognizing two outstanding leaders with honorary degrees, acknowledging their important contributions to the academic program of the college, to increasing the opportunities available to our students, and to serving our communities. We are delighted to present an honorary degree in Human Services Administration to Dr. Robert Sagi of Tufts Medical Center. Dr. Sagi is a pediatrician and a professor of medicine at the Tufts University School of Medicine. Dr. Sagi is also co-director of stakeholder and community engagement at Tufts Medical Center and lead navigator of the Tufts Clinical and Translational Science Institute. He is nationally known for his research on health system approaches that directly and effectively address the social determinants of health. 3 years ago, Dr. Sagi approached the Urban College with the idea for a program that would train students to become clinical research coordinators. While these positions have historically required at least a bachelor's degree, Dr. Sagi worked with his colleagues at Tufts Medical Center to lift that requirement and to focus instead on core competencies. This removed a structural barrier to entry into the field and made it one accessible to students at UCB. And by bridging that gap, the program has also made the benefits of clinical research more accessible to the communities where our students work and live. Dr. Sagi and a team from Tufts worked diligently with several college staff members to develop what was initially known as the RAMP program and is now the Clinical Research Coordination Certificate Program. With Dr. Sagi's leadership and with funding from the United Ways Venture Fund, UCB was able to launch this initiative in February 2020. With broader goals of increasing diversity in the clinical research field, creating a pathway into a profession with strong upward mobility, and ensuring that the benefits of clinical research would be available to all populations, this program marks UCB's first foray into the medical field. Boston Medical Center and Boston Children's Hospital have now joined with Tufts to serve as internship sites for our students, and other area hospitals have expressed interest in being engaged in the future. With this support, UCB is confident that the program will continue to grow, to thrive, and to offer incredible opportunities for our students and critically important benefits for their communities. As the first cohort of students in the program are graduating today, we thank Dr. Sagi for his visionary leadership and his steadfast commitment that have made this program a reality. We are delighted to recognize Dr. Robert Sagi with an honorary degree in Human Services Administration. We are also very pleased to present an honorary degree in Early Childhood Education to Samantha Eigner-Triwergi, Commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Early Education and Care. Commissioner Eigner-Triwergi has devoted her career to providing the high-quality early education opportunities every child deserves and to supporting the teachers and care providers at the heart of those services. After working in the classroom as a preschool teacher and then supporting teachers within child care agencies, the Commissioner helped to advance federal and state-level initiatives in Illinois at the Ounce of Prevention Fund and served as the Chief of Early Learning for the City of Chicago. Sworn into her current position in Massachusetts in August 2019, Commissioner Eigner-Triwergi was quickly faced with the onset of the pandemic, and she immediately and effectively rose to that challenge. As early childhood educators make up the great majority of Urban College's students, the Commissioner's leadership and the dedication of her staff has a tremendous impact on the lives and livelihoods of our students and graduates. We are deeply grateful to EEC for their exceptional support of our bilingual early childhood education programming, providing opportunities for early childhood educators to earn college credits for courses taken in Spanish, Mandarin, and Haitian Creole while they develop their academic and professional English language skills. As UCB looks ahead to expanding our online programming and to reaching across the state, we see EEC as a trusted and truly indispensable partner. The pandemic has underscored the crucial importance of early childhood education. We join the Commissioner in recognizing, celebrating, and seeking to support diversity within the early childhood education field. We look forward to continuing our collaboration with EEC and to supporting the healthy growth and development of all children. We thank Commissioner Eigner-Triwergi for her leadership and are delighted to recognize her with an honorary degree in early childhood education. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I again offer our congratulations to the class of 2020 and the class of 2021, and to our 2 honorary degree recipients.
Thank you, Mr. Ebb, for your kind words, and mostly for the honor of this honorary degree from Urban College in Boston. It's one of the great honors of my life. I'm here because we together produced a program called RAMP, which is a Clinical Research Coordinator Training Program, and this resulted from a partnership. And my talk today is going to be about partnerships and about what that means in life that made this program happen and what we hope for in the future for the students who graduate from it. So the first partner, of course, is Urban College. Urban College is a multilingual, multicultural, mission-driven organization. And many schools say that they're student-focused, but Urban College takes it to another level. There's instruction in 4 different languages. There are programs that provide credentials that help people improve their lives immediately, and if they want to continue their academic work. This is what student-focused really means. There are flexible schedules, help with finances, because people need a meaningful education to lead to a better life. And Dean Andriotis and President Taylor, my hat's off to you in being able to work with creating such a wonderful staff and an organization that provides that opportunity for so many students. Urban College is the bedrock of the partnership that we developed. The second partnership is the Tufts Clinical Translational Science Institute, led by Dr. Harry Selker and Alice Rushforth. And the Institute is dedicated to speeding the translation of scientific results into improvements in health and health care. And we know to do that, we need to be cognizant of the enormously diverse and wonderful population in this country, and to create opportunities for everyone to participate meaningfully in the research process so the results will help everyone in the country. Also, at the Tufts CTSI, Hei Jung Chung, who was then the Director of Professional Development, really got this started by understanding what's required to be a clinical research coordinator. And my colleague, Linda Hudson, the Director of the Initiative for Including Underrepresented Populations in Research, Maggie Fenwood, our manager, and the members of our stakeholder expert panel have all played a role in creating this program. And I want to just a special call out to the people who worked with the students the most. From CTSI, Drs. Vidya Iyer and Bipin Malla, and from Urban College, Fiona Alameda. And each of them has devoted the past couple of years to making sure that students get their education and get those skills that they need to participate in the research process and to work there. So I've mentioned a few times, but there are a lot of benefits to being part of the research workforce. First, to the individual students, we hope that they will start them on meaningful careers that will lead to stable employment and opportunities for advancement. But more than that, we as a society need their participation, because we know that diversity in a work environment leads to better results. And in particular, when you're working with something as individual and as personal as health, having a diverse group of people on the teams who are studying it has to help. And we expect our graduates from the RAMP Clinical Research Coordinator Training Program to become valued members of research teams and add the perspective of their own life experience to the perspectives of the scientists and others involved in the research team. And this can only improve the health of the country. I also just want to call out Caitlin Callahan, the Director of Development at Urban College, because ideas require resources, and Caitlin got it from the first time we met and was quite successful at getting us startup funding through an innovative program at United Way. And that got us started, gave us the funding to do the planning and get the program off the ground, so that now it can become part of the Urban College course catalog. And without Caitlin's hard work and knowledge, this never would have happened. But the most important partners in all of this are the students. We have 6 students who entered this program, most of them never having been involved in healthcare, much less clinical research. And they were willing to take a gamble, spend many hours, work very hard, first in person and then very quickly during COVID, working at home, keeping up with the complex content of the courses, but more than that, learning the culture and language of medicine and healthcare and research, which is its own special world. And my hat's off to them for their dedication and persistence and hard work in making this happen. They're now in their internships, and because of their hard work, we're getting inquiries from the other academic medical centers in Boston who want to know when we're going to train the next cohort. So the students are ambassadors, and the students really put in all the time and effort and created, honestly, for all of us, a responsibility to make sure that they get launched on meaningful careers in clinical research. So with that, I want to close by saying that these are examples of partnerships, and we expect our students to go on and become partners in their research teams. Nothing important happens without meaningful partnerships that involve people coming together, shaking things up a little bit, and doing what needs to be done. I'm delighted that we've had this partnership among organizations and all the people I mentioned so that we can create future research partnerships with our students and graduates and the many healthcare researchers in the Boston area. Thank you again, Mr. Ebb, for the honor of this honorary degree from Urban College. I'm going to treasure it for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Chair Ebb, for the very kind introduction. And thank you, Urban College, for this honorary degree. I am so overwhelmed with emotion to share the docket with such an illustrious group of committed professionals. Having had a chance to work directly with many of them over the last year, I know that this pandemic has been hard on every corner of the Commonwealth. And it has been commitment of people like them that will ensure that we come through this recovery stronger than before. I am a proud product of the Massachusetts education system and humbled to be entrusted in this role as commissioner after I returned home for a couple decades in Chicago. As the country's first department of this kind, the Department of Early Education and Care is more than just a promise to our state's youngest learners. It's an opportunity to fully support all the adults who serve those learners in a more holistic and comprehensive way. That is really why I'm so excited to be here with you today. Do you know 75% of those of you who are honored today are celebrating the completion of a degree or certificate in early childhood education? And I am so thrilled to be celebrating with you. As a former preschool teacher, I know the powerfully transformative moments and the endlessly humorous moments that being with young children can provide. But really how challenging and exhausting each day can be. And I can't even begin to imagine what that looks like during a global pandemic. How hard it has been and how exhausting it has become with all of the additional operational burdens you all have to employ every day. However, I have been so incredibly inspired by the passion and the creativity that the dedicated professionals like you across this state have brought to each and every interaction in each and every day over the last year. And despite all the obstacles, how you have ensured that all the children have had those joyful experiences that can still instill a lifelong love of learning. So today, as you begin your next steps of your lifelong journey, I want to thank you all for what you bring to the lives of the families and the children and the future of our communities. Thank you for continuing to inspire me every day and for all the work you do for the students that will ultimately transform their lives as well.
Before conferring certificates and degrees and launching the individual student slides, I'd like to thank all of our speakers, award recipients, and special guests. This year, more than ever, I have been grateful for the incredible Urban College community. Now, I have the great pleasure of officially conferring certificates and degrees. In accordance with the authority conferred by the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education, the Urban College of Boston, a two-year college, hereby awards certificates of achievement to those candidates who, in the judgment of the college, have successfully met all requirements for completion. Congratulations. In accordance with the authority conferred by the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education, the Urban College of Boston, a two-year college, hereby awards the degree of Associates of Arts to those candidates who, in the judgment of the college, have successfully met all requirements for completion. Congratulations. To the members of the class of 2020 and the class of 2021, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and Board of Trustees, I offer you the college's heartfelt congratulations. Remember, the doors of Urban College are forever open to you.
Yesenia Agueve Chavez. Myra Balderas. Curtis Chambers. Aisha Davila. Morgan Fraser Ely. Eric Garcia. Tarek Jameson. Davan Johnson. Smith Lamoth. Maritas McLean. Mark Muhammad. Judy Yvonne Rose. Curlette White. Paula Josephs. Gerline Malayas. Dulia Mendez Santos. Narda Peña Reyes. April May Smith. Ji Yan. Karen Calderon Aguilar. Myra Feliz. Ondina Flores. Gildania Guerrero. J. Mei Huang. Jessica Lopez. Enelcida Marrero. Daisy Mate. Shannon McField. Keren Perota. Cecilia Perez. Maria Reyes. Diana Santiago. Judith Vanderhorst Santana. Yvette Vasquez, Latoya Wilson, Shu Hua Zhou, Jacqueline Elisa Gomez Ryan, Deri Guerrero, Madeline Guerrero, Adriana Mejia, Mildred Monegro, Yocasta Nunez de Lugo, Yuberkis Paredes, Cesarina Josori Beguejo Curiel, Mildred Pichardo Escoto, Milagros Pimentel, Ana Polanco, Laura Quinones, Mariela Santana, Wendy Turbides de Perez, Karen Alcantara, Judelis del Carmen, Andreina Mañana, Graciela Sosa Pantoja, Jasmine Staples, Shanaz Abbasi, Martina Alvarado, Claudia Alvarez Guerrero, Dinora Amador, Dulce Aracena, Niorkis Arias Mejia, Nancy Arroyo, Liliana Avendaño, Edwin A. Ayala Rivera, Jessica Barros, Maylin Brea, Jeanery Breton Nunez, Shurel Brown, Christy Burgos, Yedi Burgos, Kwanda Burrell Natton, Ana Canales, Evelyn Castillo, Anne Marie Castro, Uni Castro, Sheila Cesarin, Ye Xiao Chen, Yelva Claude, Bartola Contreras Nunez, Ana Crespo, Belkis Cruz, Lesbia Maritza de Reina, Deborah Lucia Diaz Uberes. Bibiana Estepan. Suldri Felipe. Nikauri Felix. Zunilda Felton. Martha Griselda Frias de la Rosa. Levani Gonzalez. Octavia Harewood. Aristine Harris Bradley. Rose Hay. Yeni Idaraga. Yufang Jiang. Yufang Jiang. Wendy Jimenez. Dorothy Johnson. Ana Lezama Martinez. Aijuan Lee. Beans Lin. Min Yi Lin. Jingwen Liu. Briserda Melo. Mercedes Charo. Sheliante Merced Torres. Karina Merida. Iliana Montalvo. Denthia Noel. Sueli Nunez. Barbara Ogaro. Sandy Ordonez. Glendalis Peña. Suji Pereja. Sylvia Julieta Perez Ramirez. Jennifer Pina Pimentel. Anna K. Pinnock. Satya Pritchard. Valentina Rangel de Hernandez. Zerle Rivera. Radaris Roa Paredes. Miguelina Rodriguez. Nexi Romero Erazo. Esther Rosa. Rosalba Sanchez. Ileona Simpson. Ashley Small. Siu Yi So. Sarah Talil. Jocelyn Taveras Garcia. Angelina Margarita Valerio Liriano. LaDonna Williams. Xiaomin Ji, Alba Ignacio, Shoujen Yuen Salzman, Yongji Zhao, Leslie Drayton Oliver, Sharon D'Souza, Ayana Holder, Michelle Mejia, Marvin Mendoza, Marie Alabi, Ola Tunbosan Alabi, Patricia Courtney, Alexia Cruz, Tamika Foy, Jessica Freeman, Fania Joseph, Ardelia Lee Hinton, Andrea Lee Sally, Monica Late, Jasmine Martinez, Tempora Peguero, Ashisha Rocket, Gnarly Vital, Georgina Williams,